Hey guys, what's going on? It is the Schrothinator here, and I wanted to go ahead and give you guys my predictions for this fight card, Tajera versus Evans, which was originally supposed to be um, Nurmagomedov versus Ferguson in the lightweight division, but that fight got scrapped because Ferguson got a minor injury. He wants to be back at the end of May, though, so Ferguson shouldn't be out too long at all. Then the co-main event was also supposed to be Lyoto Machida versus Dan Henderson, but Machida got caught with a steroid or Viagra that's just a banned substance now in combat sports. It started this year, and Machida didn't know about it, so he had to pull from the fight. But hopefully, he doesn't get penalized too much for it because he didn't know about it, and I mean, it just got banned this year. Though it could be, like, I'm pretty sure that they notify the fighters about what's banned this year. So it might be Machida's fault that he didn't know about it. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and jump into these predictions. I think Akhmedov is going to knock out Zaleski in the first round. I think Akhmedov has some great hand power. Um, and I don't really know much about the Zaleski guy, but from what I know about him, I don't think he's going to be that impressive. So I think Akhmedov is going to take care of him pretty quickly. Now, one of the more interesting matchups, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I think it's Bangmos taking on Fahea, Cesar Fahea. And honestly, I don't know who's going to win, but I don't think it's going to go past the first 5 minutes. So I'm kind of just going to predict Fahea is going to knock him out in the first round. That's just a random prediction. I don't really have I really think this guy's going to win. I'm just kind of taking a guess here. Um, then you got Brown versus Michael Graves, and I think Michael Graves actually will be submitting Brown, maybe in the second round. I think Graves has some true potential, and he could break the top 15 in the UFC here soon. Not top 15 pound for pound, but for his weight class, I think he could definitely break that top 15 somewhere. Maybe not top 10, but I want to see more from him. I think he's a true talent. Then we got John Dodson taking on Manny Gambirian. Now, I think the first round is going to be mainly Dodson finding his range, kind of figuring out what he can land on Gambirian, trying to figure him out. I think that's what it's going to be all about. Maybe Gambirian winning the first round, getting some grappling in. Not 100% sure, but I think as soon as that second bell rings, maybe within the first minute of the second round, I think Dodson's going to put down Gambier and get a TKO on him or something. I mean, look at the predictions here. Almost like around 97% of the people. It says 96, but the other says 3%, so doesn't really add up to 100. So about maybe rounding up, it'd be 97% think Dodson's gonna win this fight, and that's absolutely crazy. But yeah, I kind of agree with that. Now over here, Betch Kaheyev taking on Raquel Pennington. Um, honestly, I think Kaheyev is gonna knock out Pennington in the first round. I don't see it going past the first round at all. I don't think Pennington's good in any sort of way really. Um, I mean, I think her record's even at like 5-5. It's something around 5-5, and that's just not good. And Kahea is like what 9-1. Not that records mean everything, but I mean, you know what I mean. I mean, Pennington hasn't showed she was impressive in any single fight except for really choking out Ashley Evans Smith. That's the only time she's ever been somewhat sort of impressive. Kahea has knocked out some chicks, beaten some chicks down. She got her ass beat by Rousey though. I believe that was her last fight too. But I actually skipped McGee versus Ponzinibbio. I've seen the guy fight before. I just can't pronounce his last name at all. So in that fight, I think it's going to be a close matchup. Like it says tight matchup in UFC Fantasy, and I completely agree. I think it's going to be a close matchup. I don't think it's going to be the funnest matchup, but I think McGee's going to get a good decision win. Maybe a decent fight. maybe 29-28 unanimous decision win. That's what I'm going for. That's what I think he'll get. So Dariush versus Chiesa. I am not by any means a fan of either guy, really. But, like, a lot of people really like Chiesa. And the only fight I've liked Chiesa in, really, for the most part, was against Lozon. I mean, that was a fun fight, and then it got stopped due to doctor stoppage. Yeah, a lot of people like Chiesa. I don't really like him whatsoever. I don't see what's so good about him. I mean, he has some good chokes, but that's kind of it. Dariush overall, like he's a pretty decent fighter. The only reason he's in the top 10 though is because he won a decision against, I believe it was Michael Johnson, and that was a robbery. Like I know the one decision that got him out of the top 15 and into the top 10 was a bullshit decision that he didn't earn, respectively. But yeah, I still think Dariush is going to end up beating Chiesa by decision. I don't think it's going to be a fun fight to watch at all. I think it's going to be some submission attempts from each fighter, maybe some ground and pound by Dariush, but I think overall Dariush is going to be dominating the fight for the most part and getting that decision win. So, next on that card is Cub Swanson versus Hakon Diaz. It says tight matchup, and you guys might not know a lot about Hakon Diaz. I believe he was on a year layoff. He came back with a 22-3 record. I want to say that's what his record was, and then he fought Ricardo Lamas. And in all honesty, I think Diaz beat Lamas in that fight. I might have to watch that fight again, but the first time I ever watched that fight, I was like, yo, Diaz should have beaten Lamas in that fight. I thought the wrestling was enough. So don't sleep on Hakon Diaz. He's an absolutely great fighter. And honestly, I think he could beat Swanson in this fight. But I honestly think Swanson's going to have something to prove in this fight. I think he wants to come out strong, and I think he's just going to try to barrage Diaz right away and get the knockdown, and then maybe leading to a TKO. So I have Swanson finishing him in the first round. Next on the card is Khabib Nurmagomedov, who was supposed to headline the card against Tony Ferguson, is facing Daryl Horcher. And Horcher's a big underdog, but don't sleep on him completely because he's 12-1 right now. And he's got like a well-rounded ways of finishing the fight, whether it's by decision, submission, or knockout. It's all kind of around the same amount. Like it's all around like 5. Not completely around 5. I think there's like 4 submissions he has, and it's like 5 submissions and like 4. I don't know. I don't know. It's like all pretty close right there. But I think Khabib, honestly, he's fought top guys. I think he's gonna go ahead and take down Horcher. He's just gonna GSP him basically. He's gonna wrestle fuck him. He's gonna destroy the kid. And in the third round, I think he'll get a TKO maybe. So Rose Namajunas versus Tisha Torres. I have Rose submitting Torres in the third round. Namajunas has shown that she's very well rounded. She can work off her back. She can do a lot of things. She can throw some crazy strikes. She works she trains at Duke Rufus Gym, with Anthony and Sergio Pettis, CM Punk, all them. And she does some crazy kicks. She's very flashy, very exciting to watch fight. And we've seen she's able to get a standing rear naked choke in. I can't wait for this fight. Not because I like Torres. I kind of like Tisha Torres. She's okay. But I'm a big fan of Rose Namajunas, and I think she'll be able to get a good submission win in the third round when Torres is pretty tired. And that will be the co-main event. Now, up to the main event, Glover Teixeira versus Rashad Evans. I think Rashad Evans has passed his prime. Coming off that injury, I think was pretty bad. I mean, he got beat up by Ryan Bader, and which I thought honestly was going to be a very close wrestling match, but Bader made it kind of one-sided. A lot of people are actually picking Rashad Evans, and a lot of my viewers have come in and say, "Oh, Evans is going to get destroyed." And honestly, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think the whole first round, they're both going to try to feel each other out. That's how a lot of tight matchup main events go. Is the guys try to feel each other out. That's kind of how Rothwell and JDS were. They were just trying to feel each other out for the most part in the first round. Rothwell was kind of going for a finish in the first round, but I mean, I truly think this is actually a decently close matchup if we see the good Rashad Evans come out. And if you guys know me, I hate Rashad Evans. I hate him. I cannot stand the fucker. But honestly, my unbiased prediction, Glover Teixeira, I think, is going to knock out Evans in the second round, maybe get a TKO. I just don't think it's going to be the funnest fight leading up to that finish. I think it's going to be Evans trying to grapple with him. Teixeira's going to be trying to counter wrestle, basically. And then maybe Teixeira will even catch him in a choke or something. Like, Evans goes in for a takedown, Teixeira sprawls, goes for an anaconda or darce or guillotine or something. Definitely could happen, but I think, honestly, Teixeira's going to be going for a KO or TKO, considering Evans is most dangerous on the ground. So, those are my predictions. If that's all you wanted to see this video for, thank you all so much for watching, but I do have some news I wanted to add in at the end of this video. I got a new job. I just put in my 2 weeks in at my current job at the restaurant I work at, and I got a new job at, basically, it's a super thrift store. And it's, you might be thinking like, oh, that's like a downgrade. Not really, because at the current workplace I'm at the restaurant, I've been the dish guy for 19 months, which is ridiculous. I have not gotten the promotion that I've deserved. I'm really ticked off about it. And I've been looking for a new job for like a year now. And finally, someone hired me. And now I got a full-time job. And let me tell you the hours. It's kind of crazy. I will be working Tuesday through Saturday. So I'll have Sunday and Monday off. And I have to get up, I think it starts at 8. It's between 8 and 10 in the morning that I have to start my job. So yeah, I have to start getting up early. No more late night streams for certain nights like that. Then I get off at like 4 or 5. So after 5 o'clock, I have all that time between then and, like, depending on what time I have to get up for work, to put up a video or two. And then I also have the time to stream. So that actually gives me more time to stream, do all that stuff. I won't be seeing friends as much because I can't go out of town that much. But, I mean, I'll be having a regular schedule to stream and put up videos and everything. I think that's awesome. I can't wait for that. Can't wait to start this new job, start making more money, all that stuff, possibly bring new things to the channel because of having more money. And, you know, I used to be getting paid $8.10 an hour at the place I just put my 2 weeks in at. And now I'll be making $9 an hour. So it's actually a 90-cent raise in full time, basically. So, anyway, I'm going to stop ranting and tell you guys about my personal life. So, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Also, comment, let me know what you thought about the video. Everything, the predictions, the job I'm getting, whatever you guys want to talk about. And, of course, subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll see you all next time. Yeah, God, drop the controller. Goodbye.